Ground Zero Mosque leader issues infuriating statement on Sharia law. If there's one thing leftists love to do, it's to go to bat for Islam. No matter how many people are killed or how oppressive their societies are, they still want us to believe that the West and Islam are compatible. They call those of us that recognize the tyranny of Islam Islamaphobes, and claim that we're just backward and intolerant for not wanting Muslims to invade our country. The most insidious of the left's and Muslims' lies are when they say Sharia law is nothing to worry about, which is exactly what one famous Muslim has come out and claimed. As reported at the Angry Patriot Movement, Imam Feisal Abdul Rauf, the guy that led the charge to build the Ground Zero Mosque, has penned a disgustingly dishonest article titled "The Silly American Fear of Sharia Law." The article can only be described as thinly veiled taqiyya. Rauf writes most Americans would be shocked to hear Israel imposes Sharia law. But it is for some 60 years. First of all, who cares? This is America. Second, he makes a gross deception of the actual Israeli legal system. But he then goes on to make another false comparison, this time between Islam and Christianity. Sharia is not about amputations and stoning. These extreme punishments carry over from earlier, biblical law, and such sayings of Jesus as, "If your right hand sins, cut it off." Within the history of Islam, they have rarely occurred. This is a disgusting lie that anyone with an ounce of honesty knows is false. Right now, across the Muslim world, abuses far worse are occurring against those who violate Sharia. People are stoned to death for simply not being a Muslim. Women are similarly killed for being a victim of rape. But this guy has the temerity to invoke a biblical passage where Jesus isn't talking literally to back up his argument. What Islamic law does prescribe are the same do's and don'ts of the Ten Commandments, the social imperatives most of us recognize whatever our religion, Rauf writes. I fail to recall a part in the Ten Commandments where it says women are inferior and should be treated as cattle. I also missed the part where it's okay to murder those who are of a different faith. Rauf is just concerned trolling readers, trying to soften us up, lull us into believing that Sharia isn't that bad. But that's what he's commanded to do by the Quran. He's allowed to break the normal rules of Sharia if he's trying to deceive us unbelievers into eventually accepting or being forced under a Sharia system. And that's exactly what he and many Muslims in the U.S. are doing. But if they had their way, the Muslims in this and other Western countries would impose Sharia on us all and relegate us to second-class citizens in our own societies. That's why we should never be cowed by the media into keeping silent about the true, oppressive nature of Islam. Because if we don't, before we know it, the yoke of Sharia will be around our necks.